haven't touched this camera in a while, so I think we're all good. I just have to make sure it focuses well. Okay. Russian squat program, week 6. I think it's been 2 months since I did my last video, so super late here, but I'm just gonna jump right into it and get it over with. I'm very disappointed in myself, and I'm also disappointed in this program, to be honest with you. So I came out the end of the 6 weeks. I did not get a PR, which you will see in video form in probably another minute. So let's just talk about day 1. If you watched the week 5 video and you recall, the heavy day I had that week, I think it was end of the week. No, it was middle of the week. The heavy day I had in the middle of the week was a shit show. So I had to do 3x3 at 152 kilos. Super heavy for me. I failed it. I didn't get one set of 3. And I had a similar experience on this Monday, day 1 of week 6. I had to do 2x2 at 160 kilos, which is my listed 1 rep max. So anyways, I headed into the day excited and hyped up because I knew it would be a super big deal if I did my 1RM for a double, especially given last week and especially given all the pains and aches I was feeling in the prior weeks. So I get ready for my first set, bar is loaded, I pick up the bar, feels heavy, of course it does, it's 160 kilos. I'm like, I got this, 100% can get it for a single. And so right there, you just caught me saying, I need to get this for a single. So as I've picked up the bar, I'm already kind of out of the mindset of I'm doing 2 doubles at 160. So we go for rep 1, make it. I didn't exactly smoke it. It was still pretty heavy and pretty grindy, but I psyched myself up. I gotta do this second rep. I'm gonna go for it. I'm at least gonna try my best. And I went for it, and I definitely let it go a little too soon, but I was pretty confident it wasn't happening as I started to drive up out of the bottom. And that's something a lot of you will realize as you get more experience and more advanced in a sport like this, is you start to learn your body pretty well, and you know when you're gonna hit something, when you're not. And although there's a mental component of I need to be super confident going into this, you also have to be logical and pragmatic and know when to not go for something as well, because sometimes people get hurt when they go too heavy. And so you need to be smart about it in order to promote longevity in the sport. So anyways, missed the second rep, and then on set 2 I just said, okay, I'm gonna just get another single in. 2 singles at 160 is still good. That's still something for me. So I did the second set, got the single in, felt okay on the single. Of course, it was super heavy. It was a near max, but it made me feel just a little bit more confident going into the final day of the week. So anyways, finish that day, go to Wednesday. We do another 6x2 at 80%. These didn't feel really good. This whole week I'm trying to deload so I can be prepped for that 1RM on the Saturday. Going in that Wednesday, I was just like, oh shit, this does not feel great. It's hard to pinpoint the exact reason. I think really doing the 160 for 2 singles was pretty taxing on my nervous system. My body was not adjusted to weights that heavy. We've been doing 80% for so long, and that's just so significantly different of a feeling on your body compared to 95+%. Like most of the rough days in this program, I kind of just try and shrug it off and get myself mentally and physically prepped for Saturday, for the 1 rep max day. So I finished out the deload. We get to Saturday, and my original goal going into the program was to do 170. Now, day of, and especially after the past week, I'm thinking, ooh, maybe we'll cut it a couple kilos. Maybe I'll do 166, 167. I thought that was reasonable for me, especially if I peaked pretty well for this squat. I usually work most Saturdays, but thankfully I had this Saturday off, so I was real hyped up. I was excited to actually do this lift while my team was there. They could hype me up a little bit too. I start taking my attempts, my warm-ups, going up to my PR attempt. I get up to 156, I believe. It might have been 157, and it was gonna be my last jump before I attempted the PR, and I missed. And that totally killed my mood for the rest of the session. If I missed 156, how can I expect a PR? What had happened was I just tilted forward way too much on the way up. I was just a little too excited, and I had to drop it behind me, let it go. So I knew I could make it if I kept my positions a little bit better. But I was nervous. I didn't think I could get another 10 kilos on there. So what I ended up doing is going for a 1 kilo PR, which would have been 162. I know I said before I had the 160 for the 2x2, and that was supposed to be like my current 100%, but I did base the whole program off of 160 just because the calculations were a bit easier. Actual PR is 161, so again we're going for 162. I load it up, and big moment, I go for it. I'm super jacked, everyone's hyping me up, and I know I'm gonna keep my chest much taller, I'm gonna drive through the legs a lot more, and I go for it and I still don't make it. Just not strong enough. Clearly super disappointing. I was disappointed in myself, and again I was disappointed in the program too. I felt like the program let me down, but at the same time it's a program that's been tried and tested before, and clearly it has worked for other people. So immediately I had to think about what I did wrong. Well, wasn't sleeping enough, probably was not eating enough, was too focused on work, and those are just natural things that happen. That's life. I can't dedicate everything to this sport. But it was upsetting. It sucks dedicating 6 weeks to something and not having it work out for you. Especially when you make a video series about it to be fun and cool and help other people, but then you fail. Nah, it's fine, it's whatever. But anyways, that would be my advice to most people, is make sure the extra things are going well for you. I think every program works in some fashion as long as you are very dedicated to it and you do all the right things outside of the gym too. Are you eating? Are you sleeping? Are you super stressed out about stuff? Is there a lot going on in your life? I also had other things going on in my life that I was worried about and thinking about, and so that just made it harder. Would I still recommend this program? I'm gonna go with no, and not because I didn't PR, but here's the biggest problem with it, is it ends up being a ton of volume, but because you stay at 80% for so long, you don't actually get accustomed to true heavy weights. I think if you want to get really strong, you should do 85% plus consistently, way more often. That's how you're really going to get strong. If your percentages are too low, you're going to build more muscular endurance and you're going to build more muscle, which both of those things are great and they will translate into strength, but you have to make that adjustment in programming where you spend some time doing the higher percentages, lower reps. So there you go, that's all. Done with the Russian squat program, done with the video series. I do have some exciting news. I mentioned this in my last video, so the few of you who did watch that, you probably heard me say I was considering quitting my job. I quit my job. I did it. So what that really means is I'm gonna put way more time into the things I'm passionate about, which is weightlifting, making videos, fixing some relationships I have with people, because I ignore people all the time, not on purpose, but I get too busy to respond to people and then they get mad at me and that's a problem. So I'm gonna try and work on that a little bit more. Now I also have to make money, and so the next step is starting a business. I'm going to start a training business at some point in the next couple months where I write individualized workout programs for people. So stay tuned for that. I'll talk about that more down the line, and I'm gonna make an individual video about me quitting my job and talking about all that stuff. So stay tuned. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. This will probably be my last time doing a full walkthrough of a program like this. I feel like it's, to be honest, not super exciting. If people were to come to me and say, hey, can you walk through this program a little bit? Or if I was doing something super unique and I wanted to tell you guys about it, I would do so. But I think doing a full 6 videos about one program is just a little too much. So that style of video probably won't come back. But if you guys do have ideas or things you want to see, feel free to let me know. You can leave a comment down below and we can have a conversation about it. Once again, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more stuff like this. I'll see you guys in the next one.